Melanie.
I know, Melanie made it. I muted her, but we can unmute everyone now that we're paying attention. Unmute.
I'm sorry, I'm all sweaty and gross.
That's okay. So is Kristen. She literally just finished her workout. Nice. She did the 22 cardio month too. Did you do Insanity as well, Kristen?
No.
I
did hammer build up and then that.
I like hammer build up.
I did too.
Yeah, it's nice. I did, although I probably, after my transition week, I'm going to probably do it with weights, because the 8-pound ball,
Yeah, I did it with weights, and I upped it from the last time, so it was a little bit more intense, which I liked a little bit more, because I thought I didn't work really hard last time.
Yeah.
So I did this time for sure, so felt good.
So yesterday I was doing the hammer 15-minute legs.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot, but I don't know, man. My shoulder's out of socket. I have to go back to my chiropractor. And I pushed the ball forward and felt my shoulder pop, and I'm like, okay, that's not freaking normal.
Oh.
But I liked the routine, although it took me a little bit to figure out how to judge the slow, the medium, the fast, because we would get to fast and I'd be like, I can't go any faster than this.
Yeah. I know.
But it was a fun routine. I guess I'll talk about my week first. My food has been awesome this week. I'm not carb cycling yet, so I have an advantage over some of the people in the group, although I'll be there. And hold on, I'm going to mute Melanie because she is being too loud. It's all right. We love you, Melanie, but you're throwing groceries around there. So I had to modify a lot of my workouts this week, which kind of bummed me out because it was my last week of Hammer and Chisel. So you always want to finish the last week in a bang. But then I decided it doesn't matter because I'm doing 30 days of Hammer before I submit my results, which I'm super bad about. I need to submit the results to get
Oh, I am too.
I never do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's so dumb. One, you can win money, so you're not submitting results, and two, you get free wear and share, and the wear and share is expensive, so it makes no sense at all. I haven't done one in forever. I haven't done 3-day refresh. I haven't done performance pack. I haven't done P90X2, P90X. Ooh. P90. I don't know. I have a whole list. And the annoying part is you can only do one at a time. I want to be can't I just put
I did them all.
Right? I did them all. But can't I just put my dates in when I did it and submit them all at 1 month? I don't know why they won't allow that. So I should try and do one of those today or tomorrow so that when I finish Hammer and Chisel, I can get my Hammer and Chisel shirt. But food has been awesome besides missing one vegetable yesterday. But veggies are really hard for me, and that's the first time that's happened in a long time. So I was totally okay with that. And my back and my leg are at 100%. They haven't been bothering me for a few days, so we'll see how it goes now that I took the tape off. My shoulder is still messed up, but I can tell it's not in the socket right, and that's part of the problem. Because sometimes I'll just move and it just clicks in this gross thing. So I got to go back and see the chiropractor, but that's okay. I did have some really, really intensely painful bloat either at the end of last week or the beginning of this one. I can't remember, but I was dying, on the floor in pain. And I don't really know why, excluding that on Rhett's anniversary, I had Alfredo sauce, and that's the only thing that I think would kill me because it happened the next day.
Yeah.
So, which I eat cheese, but I guess Alfredo sauce is probably different. I guess my food wasn't good that day either. But anyways, I am super excited about my changes with Hammer and Chisel. I didn't, and I haven't even leaned out yet, so that's super fun. I didn't think I had that much change until I did that side-by-side photo, and I'm really pleased. I could see a lot of change in my legs, which I wasn't surprised since we do legs every freaking day. Although I was a little concerned because when you do Body Beast legs, you can't move for days.
Yeah, you can't walk. Yeah, I know.
And it wasn't like that ever. My legs were sore, but it wasn't I was dying. But I did notice some really nice changes in my quads that I'll be excited to see once I lean out. And I'm pumped with my shoulder and lat changes. So overall, I'm pleased with the program and how things are going. So that's my week. Godwin, how's your week going?
better now that my devil sister is gone.
Right?
Your
No.
wine drinking sister.
Oh my God, she drinks so much wine. It's frightening. But it's good because I mean it was my birthday and she made a special trip out, 3,000 miles, and she stays a couple days. And we have a lot of fun, so I definitely enjoyed it. So
Good.
it was a few days short of ending Hammer and Chisel, so I didn't feel too terribly horrible about kind of celebrating the end of Hammer and Chisel when it right there. So.
Yeah, and it's your birthday, and she came from a really far place, so I think that was totally valid stuff.
Yeah. So and then my back that had gone out before that, it always triggers other things. Like once that settles down, then my hip hurts, and so my whole right side's been kind of owie. But today was the first day I felt like I could do everything without like really babying my right hip or babying my shoulder. In fact, I went up in weight and went up in reps. I was really happy.
Nice. That's exciting.
Still weird, but it's not, it'll go away. I mean, I know I've been here, done that before, so it'll go away.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a very experienced throw-out back person. And I totally know what you mean. Like, you're like, oh, my back feels good, but now my hip and hamstring are killing, and now I'm being awkward, so now my shoulder hurts, and it's just like this snowball effect. But I feel the same way. Like, I just know if I'm cautious and watch my form and work through it, that eventually it gets better. Although I won't lie, I normally am not excited for weeks because I love to push it hard, but I did the Tony Horton Beachbody on Demand yoga today, and it felt so good that I'm like, all right, I'm really excited that next week all I'm going to do is yoga and P90X live classes I have to teach, and then I'll be ready for full force hammer again after that week.
Yeah, the only thing that's fun for me is doing, like a lot of you guys do like double, triple workouts, and for me that's just like my body just like rebels. But it's today. I did it last night. I just didn't push as hard as I know I can push in cardio, but so I stayed low impact. I followed Danielle in the Friday night fight. In my heart I sweated, which is good because I rarely sweat, so that's good. And then today I've got a 15-minute one, which I was very excited to see. I'm like, yay, it's not 30 minutes. I can do 15 minutes. So you
know how awful lead out is. I was making your schedule and I was like, well, at least she's done this in her life before.
Yeah.
But I will say that I don't care if you're modifying for the cardio routines. The cardio routine is not about building strength. It's about sweating and burning calories. And so
what's that? Okay. No, there's money in my wallet though. Okay. Sorry.
That's fine. So I don't care that you're following Danielle or whoever the modifier is for whatever routines I put on. To me, it's about getting that heart rate up to burn that extra calories in the fat. We're not building muscle right now, so don't worry about if you have to modify all your cardio routines. And you may find that if you lift and then take your Energize, that cardio might be a little easier.
Let's see. I can't lift.
Yeah, that's what I did today.
Not Energize at 4:30 in the morning. It's the only way I can get through 4:30 in the morning.
I wouldn't be lifting at 4:30 in the morning without Energize either, so do not worry there. I forgot that you work out early.
I did take Energize. I got home early from work, and plus I didn't have my carb. You saw that post. I leave my oatmeal at home, so I didn't have my one carb all day, so it was like a really shitty day. And then I get home and I don't like to work out with food in my belly, so I took Energize again, one scoop. Only one scoop, and did my workout, but barely through. And then after I ate my oatmeal, I'm like, yes, I feel like $1 million. So
nice. I don't know how you made it through a whole day without that one carb.
I swear, I was teaching, and all I could picture was my oatmeal on the kitchen counter. I'm like teaching, I'm writing on the board, my oatmeal's on the kitchen counter.
Never thought you'd love oatmeal so much, right?
No, and I told my students that, and they think I'm nuts, but they also they really get working out. They always love, like, I have them do planks and push-ups and sit-ups every day.
That's great.
Neat.
So props to you for making it through the day. I would have been a very hangry teacher and probably gone home sick.
No, it's okay. I did get to play Foursquare with my kids yesterday, so that was fun.
That is fun. Nice. Good. So I'm excited to see what the lean out's going to bring you. And I know you're only a couple days in, but hopefully it goes well.
And I'm really only like really truly Thursday, Friday in. And
Yeah.
today. Because Wednesday, that was kind of
a wash.
Yeah.
And Laurel's not on the call, but I did talk to Laurel today. I had a message from her and she said, yay, the carb cravings are finally going away. And I said, that is super exciting that when you start carb cycling, like all of a sudden it just gets easier. Like you're not craving the carbs all the time. Shaloma had messaged me this week. Everyone keeps posting they're starving. I'm not starving. Is there something wrong with me? I'm like, no, I just think she is timing her food really well or whatever. She's in a higher bracket than a lot of people too. So I think that's part of it. She's getting a lot of protein. So that makes a big difference when you have a huge amount of protein. I didn't say this to Laurel, but she'll probably listen to the call. I know she said she was going to try and jump on. I always warn people to be cautious after the lean out, and I'll try and remember to bring this up. After we carb cycle for a couple weeks, and then you go back to eating carbs, like all of a sudden, that's all you want to shove in your mouth. It's like you have like some granola, and you're like, oh my God, I just want to eat a ton of granola all day or whatever. So you have this opposite effect when you start reincorporating it. So like that's another thing to be mentally prepared for. When we start going back into a build phase, but we have another 3 weeks for that. So.
Box of cereal, yes.
Right. And I had this bad habit after my first 2 shows of, well, I just did a great lean out. I did awesome on stage, so now I'm gonna eat whatever I want for a week before going back on a healthy diet. But that's what I would do. I would pound 5 cups of granola in a day and eat a bagel and then some pizza, and then I'd be rolling on the floor in pain, and then I'd do it all over again the next day, and then I would try to eat clean the next week, and it was tough. So now I don't do that. I definitely am okay, I deserve to eat a cookie because I just didn't eat that for 5 months, but one cookie one day, not the whole box of cookies in 30 minutes.
You do that with Girl Scout cookies for sure.
Right? Although Ian bought these Pepperidge Farm cookies the other day, and I did eat one, and I was like, okay, I cannot eat those because that was a little delicious. I don't even know what they are because I don't even want to look at the box again. They were that amazing.
I don't think it will go down.
Oh, so Kristen, how's your week going? Hi, Jen.
It's going okay. I started my carb cycling on Monday.
Yeah.
It was tough the first couple of days, but now I'm kind of in a rhythm. I'm all right. But I haven't been feeling that hot, like my stomach with the bloat and everything. So I'm hoping that's going to go away because the last time that I did this, I felt great. So I'm hoping. Then I realized that my period's due Wednesday or Tuesday. So that could be why I'm feeling a little too.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that next week will feel better.
And I can't remember, did we up your greens 1 container? I feel like I did.
I don't think so.
I can look.
I forget.
It could also be that you're having more fiber, but that might not be true. If I didn't. One person I remember, I gave them an extra green container.
I think I only get 3.
Remember, I just told you to push down.
Oh my gosh, she drives me nuts.
No, she's adorable. Why can't
It doesn't go down, Kaylee. It doesn't go in that way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I am trying to remember the last time you carb cycled, and I feel like you actually did say the first week that you didn't feel good.
Okay, I don't remember.
3 greens. 3 greens. You're right. You do have the same amount of greens.
Yeah.
Did you ever try increasing your digestive health?
Yeah, so now I'm doing 3/4 of a scoop.
Okay.
Started that this week.
So it could be a combination of the extra fiber and the lack of yellows.
Right.
And fruit. So,
Yeah. So
all right.
We'll see. I'm hopeful I'll feel better next week.
Yeah, either way, before stage, you eat normal for a couple days. So even if you're bloated while you're cycling, we'll be back to normal for stage.
Yeah. Plus, Kaylee had that stomach bug, and yesterday, my stomach just felt tight. So I don't know if maybe I had a little touch of something there too, but who knows?
Yeah. How's your mom
Plus,
feeling?
I've been stressed, so she's all right. She's better, getting better.
And Kaylee's feeling okay this morning?
Yes, she's feeling better today.
Good.
Crazy girl. So other than that,
Life's good.
life's good.
All right, Melanie, do you know how to unmute yourself, or do you need me to unmute you? I'll unmute you. Okay, Melanie, how was your week?
Good morning. My week was good. This is my first week on carb cycling, so I got my bands. I'm just counting my bracelets today.
Great.
And yeah, I think yesterday was like a carb day for me, and I wasn't craving it, so I think I'm getting past the hump. But today I'm going to a family party, so that will be challenging.
Yeah.
Especially because it's with one side of my family who just loves to eat. Like, the whole party is surrounded by food and eating, and it's all stuff like that I love. So I'm going to be careful. I'm glad you put white rice on my list, though, because it's a Chinese New Year party.
Great.
But I guess the thing I wanted to ask about was the programs, because I switched. So I'm not doing the 60-day program, finishing that up with the hammer and chisel, but I started the P90X3, which I bought years ago for my husband to do, and then I would just dabble in like I always did a program for like maybe 2 weeks, and then I'd phase out and stop, and then I'd start again, and I'd start from the beginning. So a lot of the ones that I'm doing this time I've never even tried, like this decelerator and triometrics, and then MMX, and a lot of the stuff I'm doing right now doesn't have weights, and I'm like, wow, I thought to be in this group I had to lift like 3 days a week. So
this is why. You actually are supposed to be lifting 5 days a week to be in the group. But when we do a lean out, we have a lot more cardio. So your schedule is not what P90X3 is designed with. I chose random workouts to
there you are. Okay.
Cardio. Hi, Laurel. To really bump up your cardio for your lean out for your trip to Hawaii. But once you're back, you will be going back to lifting at least 5 days a week with way less cardio.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was telling Bronwyn when I saw her the other day, I go, I never lifted before. And so, like, when I did the P90X3 the first time, I used like 3s and 5s for my heavy weights. And now I'm doing, I moved around, what's it called? Eccentric upper, just because I'm like, I need a little weights or something. I don't know. I just felt like I needed it. And so I was like using weights that were like 10 and 12 and 15. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. So that was kind of fun.
That made me like super happy. Not only were you missing lifting, which made me super happy, you were using heavy weights. So that's great, Melanie. Awesome.
Yeah.
So super exciting.
So that was good. And then I kind of feel like my food is okay. My body systems, I'm not getting like totally constipated or anything. So that's good. Yeah, I'm just doing the program.
Great. No, that's fine. I just like to make sure everything's going good. I'm really excited about my wristbands. They're supposed to be here on Monday. So yay, I'm going to try the band method and see if I like it. So this is my thought process. I'm going to put all the bands on my left wrist in the morning, and then as I eat them, I'm going to move them.
That's what I do. Everything's here, and then I move them over here.
All right, great.
I went yesterday. What happened why I forgot my carbs is I went to this meeting in Carmel, and Carmel is like this really fancy town down by Monterey. Clint Eastwood was the mayor. That's where they have golf tournaments. And so I was in a meeting, and I didn't want to go in with these like jinky bracelets. So I took them off and I put them in my car. And I walked in, and there was this huge buffet of sweet treats and like all these pastries, and everybody was eating. And I got some coffee, black coffee, which I love cream and sugar. But I sat there the whole meeting, just had my coffee and my water. And as we're walking out, the guy's like, "Oh, take some treats, take some treats." And I'm like, "No, I'm okay." And he's like, "Oh, well, take these for your kids, They're like these beautiful popover things. They look delicious. They're like really sweet. And I'm like, okay. So I wrapped one up in a napkin. I got in the car, and it's sitting right there. And I'm telling him, he's like, oh, he said they were really good. And so I was like, I'm just gonna try it. So I just took like a little piece of it and I ate it. And I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. And like drove a couple more miles, and I kept looking at it. Finally, I like took one more piece of it, and then I took the whole popover and I just chucked it in the back because I had no self-control at that point. It's still sitting in the back of my car. In fact, I've got to get it. But it was the only way that I knew I would not eat it because it's so good.
I was waiting for you to be like, I threw it out the window.
Oh, I did. I just went,
I thought too. Carmel is where Tony got married.
Yes, it's a beautiful town. I'm very aware of it because we actually at one point were considering moving to California, and it's one of the top dog-friendly towns in the country. So I did.
Yes. Oh my gosh, the hotel that they had the meeting at was the Cypress Inn, and everything around it was like Doris Day Dog Hotel.
Nice.
I guess she kind of really promoted hotels for that dogs could stay at. So.
Great. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. So that's a cool place that you're going to be meeting, and I'm proud of you for not having more than 2 nibbles of the popover. You're
I would put that as a confession, but.
Right? So that gum I bought yesterday, I was super excited about it, but just in case anyone buys it, it literally tastes exactly like frosting. Like I was literally chewing it, and I'm like, I am sucking on frosting right now, which was good for like a minute or two, and then I'm watching Bronwyn's face, and that was exactly what happened. All of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I'm getting like a creepy sugar high, which it's sugar-free, so I know that's how it was, and I was
Fake
just
sugar.
yeah, it's like, I need to spit this out. And so I totally spit it out. But if people love frosting, then that is an amazing gum. And I don't know if you guys remember Kim Carver. She was in the group in the beginning and decided to leave because she did join, but with very different goals. I mean, she was trying to get healthy, to have a baby, not to, be a competitor. And she was allowing herself more cheats than we would recommend in the group, and she said she felt guilty, so she decided to switch back to my other group. Well, she messaged me yesterday asking about gum, and she was like, I decided I need to get this fat ass back in shape again, which honestly, I won't lie. I mean, she's a little heavy, but that girl gives me a run for my money. When we work out together, she has intense strength and endurance, and, it's just that her diet's off, which is why she isn't lean. And I said to her, like, don't knock yourself because you always give me a run for my money. And she was like, what kind of gum do you buy? And I said, well, I buy Orbit's Wintergreen because it comes in a car pack and that lasts me a day and a half. And I was like, but today I bought birthday cake gum, and it's delicious, except it tastes exactly like frosting, so I can only chew it for like a minute or two. And she said that. She's like, I love cake, and I don't love frosting, and I always buy things that are birthday cake, and it just tastes like frosting. So, fair warning, if anyone tries that, it's exactly like frosting. And Bradwin's like, I'm not doing that. The funny thing is before I was healthy, I actually used to buy frosting and just eat it out of the container.
I had a college roommate that did that all the time.
Yeah, vanilla frosting. I would just eat spoonfuls of it. Or I would buy like raw cookie dough and eat that with a little bit of whipped cream.
Yep, she did that too. She was a competitive gymnast.
Oh, wow.
And so it didn't show up. I mean, it was just, pure
Sugar.
energy for her, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I will. Go ahead,
I
Brian.
went to the dentist, and on my birthday, I went to the dentist, and they offered me. She goes, "Well, we have birthday cake. The stuff they polish your teeth with."
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's disgusting. I know it'll taste terrible. It'll taste like frosting and cinnamon. So of course I went cinnamon.
Yeah, I would have done cinnamon too.
Birthday cake toothpaste stuff. What the heck?
I actually right now I'm using a toothpaste that's like a vitamin toothpaste. I don't know why. Ian bought it for me. And it tastes a little bit like candy, but it's not like a gross candy. I kind of like it. And the other day I went to bed and I kissed him goodnight, and he was like, did you brush your teeth? And I was like, I did. And he was like, why don't you smell minty? And I was like, because the toothpaste you bought me is like freaking candy. So I'm almost out of it. I'll switch back to mint. But Laurel is right. Like when we get ready for stage, we pump up and I'll eat a bag of gummy bears or
Oh my God. Yeah.
some chocolate with caramel, or you guys know my big weakness is peanut butter and maple cream. And it's because, especially after you did a carb cycling, your body is very sugar depleted, and then you put in this unnatural sugar rush into your body, and it just floods your muscles, making them look really big. So that's, you'll hear that I do that on stage. Like when I'm getting ready to go, I'll be packing my bag with gummy bears and chocolate and some maple cream. Yeah. Laurel, how's your week going?
The week was awful.
I'm sorry.
That is really awful. Work is really awful right now. Everyone's overwhelmed, and we hope it'll just come to an end soon. That's all I can say. You know, it's just one of those things. It just makes coming home, you know, working the business, doing my exercise. If I don't do it first thing in the morning, if I don't have my containers ready, because when I get home, I flat out, I walk in the door. I was telling my neighbor, so our last winter farm share was on Thursday that she and I share. And I pick it up because they deliver the box to the office building, and she comes over in the evening to share. And I had like just come home from work. This was at 8 o'clock at night. I had just come home from work and had been at work since 8 that morning and had this box of vegetables. So we were talking, and I was like, you know, honestly, if you weren't here talking to me, I'd be pulling out whiskey, because it was, you know, and then going to bed, which I know is bad for me. So it was good just to have a friend talk me down out of the tree. But that's what the entire week was like. So it was a tough week. So I'm catching up now on friends and housework and fun stuff. I'm not looking at email because I don't want to. I know it's going to be bad. Food's been okay because I've been able, you know, I focus on packing ahead of time. And when we're that busy at work, I'm not really eating anyway. But since I'm leaning out, I'm not eating that much. So it kind of, in a funny way, it helped the first week of lean out to be too busy to eat.
Yeah.
Right. And to have the containers ready. So I didn't have to think about chopping and cooking and doing all that. I had my containers ready. So I ate a lot of steak this week, and I like steak. So
great. I'm glad you get to have some steak.
And I also doubled up on my Shakeology. That's the other thing that helped me feel like I was treating myself, was 2 scoops instead of 1.
Yeah.
And it's 2 breads, right? So I'm doubling up on my proteins as well. So
yeah, people ask me that a lot during carb cycling because you need to have a lot of protein. I do drink 2 shakes a day a lot when I'm carb cycling. And for the same reason, like I am not a vegetable person. So when all I'm eating is chicken or fish and, you know, vegetables, my day sucks. I'm a dessert junkie, and I'm Italian, and I love carbs and fruit, and to not be able to have it, it's tough. So I'll do that. I'll drink 2 Shakeology shakes a day, and you know, that's fine. They do warn people not to drink 3 a day, but the reason they say not to drink 3 a day is because it's very low in fat, and it's not enough fat for you to survive on. I don't think it's a huge deal if you're drinking 3 a day because we're eating other things. I just wouldn't want that to be like a long-term situation. Like they're thinking someone's eating 3 a day and 2 snacks, which I'm more bringing this up because of we're all coaches, and I don't want people to be giving people that information. But if you're having 3 a day and 3 other proteins and your vegetables, then that's okay. So I'm glad the Shakeology has been a nice treat for you. And
it keeps me away from Kind bars, because Kind bars are you know,
a
couple of years ago I had shifted to eating Kind bars instead of cookies, or, you know, but they're also, I mean, I can't tell from Autumn's blog whether she treats them as a blue or a yellow. I sort of treat them as both.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of sugar. They have a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
They do. There's a lot of sugar. So
I avoid them because of the large amount of sugar, but there has been a couple times that I've been like, okay, this is all that's here, and I need it, and I'm starving, and I count it as a yellow. But to count it as a blue and a yellow is not a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah, because it's either the dark chocolate, and, you know, it's like nuts and chocolate and sugar, and so they're gluten free, so that works for me, and so it's like a cookie, but it's not a cookie, and.
Yeah.
But I try to be judicious about doing that. That has to have like binge on Kind bars. It has to be a really, really bad day for me. But I haven't really been craving carbs. I mean, that's the one thing I noticed at the end of this week. I woke up this morning and I had my coffee at breakfast and my warm lemon water, and it was an hour and I still wasn't hungry. I'm like, well, why am I not craving toast and pancakes? And, it was weird.
Yeah.
And I finally just sat down and fixed my oatmeal and, did a yellow of oatmeal and a yellow of applesauce and cooked it all together and added some cinnamon and a blue of walnuts. And I was perfectly satisfied. And this is like not me. My whole life, I would eat ice cream for breakfast when I was a kid. Right? So I have a huge sweet tooth. This was very different.
I would totally eat ice cream for breakfast. I'm watching Brodwyn's face be repulsed. Brodwyn, did you just eat healthy your whole life?
She's muted. I don't know if you noticed. I know she's saying.
Yeah, no, I mute myself so I don't make noise. I did. No, my mom, we were raised on a macrobiotic diet. And so it wasn't until college that I really had processed sugar. I mean, we would have birthday cakes. We'd always have birthday cakes and things like that. Or I'd go to my best friend's house and I'd have crap. But no, like we were raised on a macrobiotic diet. My mom was pretty much a gourmet cook. So
nice.
No, I didn't. Yeah, processed sugar not until my 20s.
I had no idea. So Bronwyn's mother was my gym teacher and our drill team coach.
Oh, nice.
No idea. I had no idea.
I'm sure she wouldn't have been thrilled if she knew you were eating ice cream in the morning.
Well, it's because I was up earlier than anyone else in the family. The only reason I got away with that is because no one else was up, right? No one else, to catch me.
Tell you no.
That's it.
I have been craving ice cream a lot this week. I should probably make some sorbet fruit stuff.
Yeah. Well, when I crave ice cream, I put more ice in my Shakeology and just make it really thick and really frozen.
Yeah.
It works fine. Blending a frozen banana in works the same way.
Yeah.
I get that ice cream treat kind of
flavor.
Yeah.
My mom, she will only drink Shakeology that way. She literally puts an entire ice tray into her shake, and then she sprinkles nuts on top and eats it with a spoon.
A spoon. Yeah. Yeah. It's dessert. It's great.
Yeah, she loves it.
It's great.
Jennifer, I know you're doing laundry. Are you able to check in?
Sorry.
Fine.
Yeah.
I multitask all the time.
Yeah, I'm like super stressed with going back to work full time. So my week, the last few weeks have been pretty crappy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had much time to post anything, and I haven't done all of my workouts this week, which I'm pretty sad about, but because I'm trying to get back into doing everything, I guess.
How's your nutrition?
It's been pretty hard. It's been pretty good. I haven't, again, during the day, my schedule's so, I'm so crazy that I have to find times to really eat. So I'm not getting in everything that I should be. I barely have a break. I do have a lunch break, and then I try to eat, and then I just don't feel good if I stuff myself.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty good. So I don't know. This week I think I missed 2 days of workouts, which is pretty crappy. So one was my cheat day and one was yesterday. So, but I did yesterday's today, and then I'm going to double up tomorrow.
Okay.
That's how I was going to do it. So
you're still getting it done.
Yeah, I'm trying. What happens is if I don't, my kids have been sick too, so they've been up all night.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get up in the morning to do it all like I have been, and it's just been really hard to do that, especially working a full day.
Yeah.
And then coming back and trying to get the things I need to get done at home and with the kids, and the kids have dance and T-ball started, and now soccer's going to start. So I'm trying to get it all back, back on track.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I'm trying to figure out how to do it all, especially the housework. I used to have 3 days at home.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm lucky my husband
during the
sleeps,
week.
so I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. So right now I have piles upon piles of laundry. I mean, with 5 people in the house, it's
That's a lot.
it's like insane. I'm just right now, that's what I'm trying to do. And then luckily my husband brought my son to his class today because my littlest has a what they call gymnastics class.
That's cute.
So, and then we have 2 birthdays today, and then we have T-ball tomorrow. So I'm trying. Things are starting to do on the weekends too. So I'm trying to.
So I'm a huge schedule junkie, guys. Like people say to me all the time, like, I don't understand how you do all this stuff. It's because everything is scheduled, and I add 20% to the length of time added. I don't have kids, so I at least get that break where you guys don't. But I do run 2 full-time businesses and plus have another job. So it might be close to what you guys have to deal with children, but children aren't predictable. My work is, so at least I have that bonus. One thing I do is when I'm the night before I go to sleep, I'll write out what I have to do the next day, and I put a length of time to everything, and then I add 20%. So say I think something's going to take me, an hour, I'm going to book myself an hour and 20 minutes. So that way, if my dogs are driving me nuts and I have to get up 15 times to stop whatever they're doing, which in your case would be children, or a phone call takes longer than I expected, I have that little leeway, and I find that to be super helpful to me in scheduling things on a regular basis. But I do think that in a couple more weeks you'll have a better routine, Jen, and be back on track. And for going into having 3 less days at home, I think overall you're doing pretty well. And I talk about trying to make sure you get all your fruits and yellows in before 6 and not to eat 2 hours before bed. Getting your nutrition in is important. So if you can't do that, then that's fine. Get your food in and eat it when you can.
Okay. Yeah, and I still have to send you all my stuff.
Yep. But you can wait till you're ready. Because, if you go like, okay, it's going to be hard, although you'll get to eat less, which might make it easier. Like Laurel said. If you're not ready, then just, keep repeating what the schedule is until you feel a little more better.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel bad.
You don't need to feel bad.
It just got crazy. I know. These kids are insane. They've been wicked since I've gone back to work full time. It's not Nana. You can talk to Nana later. Since I've been back to work, they've been sick with everything. And my youngest had to get stitches, to be in the ER, and he's just one thing after another.
You have had a really long couple weeks, so.
Yeah.
And I will say that even though it's been really long, I can tell you're still really trying. And that's what I care about. People get worried I'm going to be this tyrant and kick you guys out of the group. If you guys are injured and you can't do your stuff, you're not getting kicked out. If you have a massive life change, you're sick children, and you're still making every effort, that's what I care about. If you're just okay, I can't make this effort at all because, I don't want to, well then, yeah, you get the boot. But I know you're trying, so that's all that matters to me.
I am trying. I'll get there. I was just telling everyone at work, everybody, now that I've been back full time and I'm in the building I'm in, they're all like, oh my God, you look amazing. I actually got my skinny box of clothes down here, and I threw all the bigger sizes in, and I'm starting to wear those clothes now, so I'm happy about that. But they're all like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. I'm I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've been awful the last couple weeks. I'm trying my hardest, but I just can't get back into it. They're like, oh, so okay, so you do that too. I'm like, yeah. I'm only human. Because they've looked at all the posts and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, how do you find time? I'm like, I don't know some days. I don't know. So,
I will say that I always remind myself that my workouts make me feel better. So there's times where I'm tired at the end of the day when I used to work out at night, and I'll be sitting on the couch and I want to just continue to sit on the couch. And now that's when I foam roll or stretch, and it's okay, I know if I get up and I'll foam roll and stretch, I'll feel better. It's that getting up. So, I'm glad you're doing your best to squeeze it all in. I'm glad you're being honest with the people around you. That's one important thing, guys. Don't ever fake what you're doing to the people around you, because then it makes them feel like they can't do it either. And that's the whole thing about being a coach, is we want to be real. So,
yeah. All right. So yeah, I will get my stuff to you though. Very soon.
All right. So, awesome check-in call, guys, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend.
Right.
Thanks.
Right.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
again. Bye.
Bye.